It's already grown considerably dark out. We leisurely walk over the bridge with linked arms. I had a ton of fun today, senpai. We keep our pace very, very slow and exchange little words. It's nice and serene, and we relish moments such as these. Time seems to slow down too, adapting itself to our walking pace. Senpai then leans a bit on me. And before I know it, I'm smiling at her. This girl loves me so much, I can almost feel those feelings themselves flowing into me through the places our bodies touch. Our day is over, and the only thing left is to see her home, but I find myself wanting to savor every single second of the remaining time we have together. In spite of how slowly we walked, we arrive at her house in almost no time. Here we are, senpai. Well, I guess this is it for today. I plant a light kiss on her lips after seeing that loneliness in her expression. As our lips touch, she grasps my clothes, clinging to me. I slowly draw my lips away, but she seems unwilling to stop. And likewise, her grip on my clothes stays just as tight. I can't go home if you don't let go of me. Suddenly, she starts to say something. Yeah? You mean... So, if I can interpret her words right, she means something like, my parents are visiting my grandma, so you can come over. We can spend more time together. She gazes at me, pleadingly, with upturned eyes. Of course, there isn't a single way in hell I could say no to that face. And it's not like I don't want to either. I want to spend the rest of the night with you. Is that okay? She puts force into her grip on my clothes. Okay, then I guess I'll be coming over now. I take her hand and we go inside towards her room. Now, having gone inside, we are standing stock still in the middle of her room while holding hands. But naturally, we can't just keep standing here forever. Her futon's already laid out. Lewd thoughts crossed my mind for a brief second, but yeah, in all likelihood, her parents laid it out before they left. It's the little things like this which really speak to the profound love they have for their daughter. First of all, I take a seat somewhere. Senpai follows suit and sits next to me. Senpai. I wrap an arm around her, pull her towards me, then proceed to gently stroke her hair. I keep stroking it so very gently, but as I do this, I notice a shift in her mood. She's gradually growing more and more silent. And if I'm reading her expression correctly, this is clearly a result of her mood dropping. What's wrong? Something must have happened for sure. Senpai, are you alright? I stop stroking her hair and softly ask her that question. Huh? Why? And to make matters worse, tears start dripping down her cheeks now. What's going on here? Why is she crying? Hey, senpai! She latches herself onto me once again. This time, however, her grip is much stronger. What do I do in this situation? She just clings to me, not even speaking a single word. After judging the right decision to be to hug her, I wrap my arms around her shoulders. She strengthens her grip further. Then she stares at me with those teary eyes. Senpai? She simply gazes into my eyes, still not saying anything. Her eyes and this whole situation in and of itself is rather alluring, so I feel certain urges well up inside me. Senpai, if this goes on for much longer, I'm not going to be able to hold back. I make the decision to tell her. She asks me in that lowly, despondent voice, still staring straight into my eyes. She looks like she's about to burst into tears at any moment. That's just how depressed she comes off to me. What is wrong? Ah! She then hugs me again, but this time stronger than any of the previous times. Hey, senpai, is everything really okay? Look, please, just say something. I want to know what's going on with you. After that, she slowly removes her arms from me.
私のこと好きじゃない？
What? You know I love you, senpai.
じゃあなんでそんなに優しいの？
What do you mean by gentle? It goes without saying that I'm gonna treat the girl I love with care.
今日見たカップルの男の人はみんな求めてた。男の人が女の人を思いっきり。私のこと激しく求めてこないから好きじゃないのかなって思った。付き合い始めてから他のカップルを見るようになって男の人は好きだと激しく求めるんだって知った。
But not every girl likes that kind of aggressiveness, so you have to be careful. I suppose by aggressive she means sexually aggressive.
好きだと少しは無理やりしたくなるんじゃないの？なのに全然来てくれないから二人きりなのに撫でてくれるだけで子供みたいな好きなのかなって思ったら不安になった。
That must have been why she was on the verge of tears when I did that.
ゲームセンターぬいぐるみも嬉しかったけど強引にキスをしてほしかった。今も頭を撫でられるよりいきなり押し倒されてみたかった。
Is that what you want? After putting all her feelings out there on full display, she casts her gaze down towards the floor in sadness. I know how much trouble she has talking, yet she was able to clearly say everything that was on her mind just now. I guess that only speaks to how much this was weighing on her. I never knew she was having those thoughts. I really should have realized sooner. The hints were there in her words, but I failed to pick up on it when I should have. I was only being passive because I wanted to treat her right, and to that extent I think my mind was in the right place, but in reality that only made her feel unwanted. I almost inadvertently stroke her hair, but quickly stopped myself. Doing that won't fix the situation. In all honesty, I have been treating her too kindly to an extent, out of this fear that I might put her off by acting too forward. But for tonight, let's cast those fears aside. I'll take all of my love, my passion, my lust for her, and give her an experience she won't forget. I'm sorry, senpai. I won't hold back from here on out. If I'm feeling crazy about you, I'll make that known through my actions.
いいよ。
Senpai! Well, looks like it's time for another cut, so I'll see you in a second. It's been half an hour since we finished doing the deed. As the pleasant exhaustion grips my body, I gaze at the ceiling for no particular reason. I can feel her through both of my hands, the sensation of the girl whom I just made passionate love to. Senpai. Haha, already fallen asleep, huh? I have to say, I was really surprised earlier. I never would have imagined her of all people to frantically lay bare her feelings like that. My impression of her has really undergone huge changes these past few weeks. At first I just thought she was a quiet girl who always did as she was told, obediently. But once you get to know her, you'll see that she has it in her to be talkative. All it takes is the topic to change to something she's interested in, and it's like a switch gets flipped. And when she considers something important, she won't hesitate to make her heartfelt feelings known. Senpai, I love you. For both her sake and my own, I'm going to become the kind of man who can walk tall next to her. I've gathered my determination, and I'm going to see this change through to the end.
Fureraba.
Today is another one of those lovely mandatory attendance days. It's lunchtime and I'm in the cafeteria eating with senpai per usual. I seriously wish they'd rethink this whole school during summer vacation thing. I mean, you gotta agree that it's pretty dang impossible to get in that summer vacation mood when you're constantly having to go back to school.
私は平気。二人一緒にいられれば。
She just has to go and say something that warms my heart right in the cafeteria. How could I be so narrow-minded? She's absolutely right. If it means we can be together, there's nothing bad about coming to school. But I guess they do kinda make up for it by giving us a fall break. You have any plans yet for fall break, senpai?
その時期は少し勉強に集中する。
For university entrance exams? Studying?
進学先もう決めなくちゃいけないから。
Oh right, I'd almost forgotten, but she's a year above me, which means she'll be graduating before me. Which means come next year, I'll be spending lunchtime all alone. Senpai!
どうしたの？急に泣いてる？
Just imagining what school would be like without senpai is almost enough to make me cry, and that's no exaggeration. Ah, fuck everything. I should have gotten to know her last year. I'm sorry. See, I imagined what things would be like after you graduated for a moment, and it felt awful. I mean, I'm gonna have to eat all by myself once you're gone. I won't have anyone to walk with me to school in the mornings. And after school, I'll have to walk home all sad and lonely by myself, seeing all the couples by the station. Ah, senpai, please, I'm begging you, just delay your graduation by 1 year, please.
よしよし。
She slowly strokes my head. I guess she felt my pain too. When I think about it more, the problem goes deeper than just her graduating before me. What about where she'll go to university? And what about the guys there? Senpai, please don't dump me when you get into university.
捨てない。大丈夫。
Even if some hot dude with ridiculously good communicative skills from the tennis team comes up to you, you absolutely cannot talk to him, okay?
コミュ？
She's basically worshipped as a princess at Josai High, so there's not much I have to worry about with the guys here. But my girlfriend is definitely gonna get hit on when she goes to uni. And she's always so carefree and open, so honestly, I really wish she could learn to be more wary of people. Fuck, I'm acting super creepy right now. Now that I stop and think about it, my urge to be a controlling boyfriend is only growing as time goes on. The strength of your love has a strong correlation with the chance of you restricting your girlfriend's freedoms, even if that's not your intent. I can painfully understand what those types of people must feel, but I really want to avoid going down that route if I can.
卒業、私も寂しい。
Tears trickle down her cheeks. Senpai.
おい、あいつ自分の彼女泣かせてるぞ。
青春だね。
We have only a little over half a year until her graduation. We gotta do everything we can in that short time. No, what a second. Senpai, I have a solution. Just repeat a year. That way we'll both graduate a year later at the same time.
留年？
Yes, that's the idea. If you get bad enough grades that they make you repeat, you'll be able to graduate with me. Oh right, what grades did you get the last finals?
数学85点、原告古典もそれぞれ90、世界史と日本史は80点くらいで、英語は苦手で72。
Ugh. It's impossible. It is physically impossible for her to repeat a year with grades like that. Her brain and mind straight up differ on a fundamental level.
卒業したら本格的に栄養学を勉強。
Man, you've got a plan and everything. You're such a good student.
そう
Oh yeah, much better than me. I single-handedly dragged down the class average on tests. But I guarantee I've got you beat when it comes to cheating methods and bribing teachers. It was just a joke, but I decided to double down and thrust out my chest too. Bow before my powers!
笑い事じゃない。勉強はしないとダメ。
Oh! I receive a love-filled fist to the crown of my head for the very first time in my life. This is totally new. Even after all the time we've spent together, I've discovered a new charm of hers. Scold me more, senpai. I humbly request a fist combo to the head. If you beat me to a pulp, that'll motivate me to study harder.
本当に？
Yep, really. That one hit alone already kicked a fair bit of my brain cells in gear.
じゃあもっとやる。どう？
It was a little too lacking in force. You gotta hit me with all you got. Move your hips and put your weight into it.
じゃあ頭でする。
Wait, what?
接触する面積が大きくて質量が重いほど威力は増す。
You're gonna, like, headbutt me? Crap, what now? She's so random, but holy hell, she's so cute! She suddenly stops butting my head and this time leans her body against mine.
脳細胞活性化した？
Sadly, it doesn't seem to be enough.
じゃあ今日帰ったらスイカ割りの棒でいっぱい叩く。
Wait, stop! That's definitely gonna kill me! I think we've joked enough for today, senpai. Are you ready to eat lunch? Udon or soba? What do you want today?
冗談じゃなかったのに。
Following that, she starts to pout very noticeably. We've been dating for a decent amount of time now, but I'm always discovering new expressions of hers. It never gets old. Going with shrimp tempura again? I'll buy yours as thanks for the headbutt.
エビ
I hear ya. Just give me 1 sec. I'll go get you an extra large serving. Treating senpai to lunch in the cafeteria has honestly turned into a personal pleasure of mine at this point. And when we are not in the cafeteria, I get to eat her homemade lunches, so lunchtime is always something I look forward to. We are in different grade levels, meaning naturally we can see each other during class time, but we always get to spend lunchtime together every day, so I never really do feel sad about that fact. But that'll be a whole different story after she graduates. I'll be feeling super sad.
ちょっと今のうちに沢渡さんに声かけてきてよ。
私が？
それじゃあちょっと協力してよ。これも沢渡さんをあの男から助けるためなんだから。
Haha, don't they just love me? That's probably a shared sentiment among the third years. In their minds, I'm probably some sleazeball who found a way to trick senpai into dating me. The most ironic part is, though, that I completely understand their desire to keep her safe. I can see where they're coming from in a certain sense. I'm pretty well acquainted with how those girls feel. I mean, there's just this thing about senpai that makes you fear she might get kidnapped if you don't watch her close enough. Hi! 2 servings of shrimp tempura udon, please.
ねえ、ちょっといい？
What is it?
沢渡先輩のことなんだけど、あんたこのままで本当に大丈夫なの？
What do you mean?
沢渡先輩、 ずっとみんなに誤解されたままなんでしょ。自分からはなかなか言いたいことも言えない様子だし、私が先輩だったら結構辛いと思うんだけど。
I already knew that. On the list of unsolved problems between us, that's quite frankly the only one left. I've thought about it a fair deal myself. Honestly, I wouldn't mind clearing up all the rumors about her, that'd be fine. But at the end of the day, I think what matters more than what I want is what she wants. It honestly seems to me that she's no longer bothered by those trifle things now that she has me. And if that's true, then I don't feel any need to pointlessly stir up drama. Simply just ignoring all that unpleasant stuff and enjoying our school time by ourselves would be a perfectly valid option just as much.
そっか。ごめんね。私部外者なのに余計なこと言って。
Oh no, I appreciate your concern. I think I'm gonna discuss it with her and see what she thinks. Fact of the matter is, I don't think I've ever heard her say what she wants to do about this. I then carry my tray over to our table, where Senpai's waiting for me. A couple third years were giving me funny looks, but I didn't pay them much attention.